As we continue our focus on the rampant phenomenon of extortion that's taking place in the country, we find out further what impact this is having on businesses, especially smaller businesses and the wider community. I'm joined by Kganki Matabane. He's the CEO of the Black Business Council. Thanks very much, Mr. Matabane, for joining us. So from where you are sitting, how rampant is this occurrence of extortion? What have you been hearing from your members?
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to the SABC News viewers. The practice has basically graduated, if one can call it that. You recall it started with the 30% construction mafias, and I think the smaller chance takers then realized that no, government is not doing enough to protect the citizens. And now you've got a lot of chance takers who are saying if they cannot catch the construction mafias, it means they cannot catch us as well, which is very, very disappointing from a point of government, because people are paying taxes, people are voting in politicians, and they're expecting to be protected. So the practice is very, very, very rampant, and it's expanding at a very, very, very scary scale, because when people hear, or when a lot of potential extortionists hear about this, they also start to say, but if people cannot be caught, we can also do the same. So it started, it's growing very, very, very fast. It needs government to basically do something. And I think the commissioner of police in KZN is setting a good example that this thing can be stopped.
Indeed. So do you feel that, given all the utterances right now from the National Commissioner as well as the Police Minister, that the urgency that this thing actually deserves is going to be implemented?
Yeah, we don't need a lot of utterances, we need action. Hence I'm singling out the Provincial Commissioner of KZN, because we are seeing a lot of action there. And you remember, once the chance takers realize that people get killed, people get arrested, they'll stop. But if you just go and talk all the time, nothing much will change. So we're expecting that they should stop talking and start acting, because this is, if you look at the extortionist part of it, it's happening mainly in the black areas. It's basically affecting black businesses more than businesses in the suburbs.
And what sort of impact is this having on the businesses in Ntate Matabane?
It's huge and negative, because as people then are realizing that they are not protected in the townships and in the rural areas, what the business people do, they basically close shop. And when they close shop, it means they are increasing their amount of employment. If you look at, for example, at the Eastern Cape, it also affects service delivery, because you have doctors who are saying, I had enough of this, I'm leaving, I'm going to town. And then now it means the patients must pay double the amount, because they must now pay for transport and all those other things. So it increases the cost of living for ordinary citizens, but also from a business point of view, it means we will have fewer businesses operating in the townships, operating in the rural areas, because the business people who are operating there will say, let me go and open my business somewhere else where it's much safer, where I can operate without being disturbed. So it's important that from a government point of view, as we are trying to discourage people from rushing into the cities, we will nip this in the bud as soon as we can.
Indeed. Now, just speaking to the issue you were relating earlier around, the police commissioner and so on, what kind of reaction do members tell you they get when they go to police stations to report these incidences? Are they treated with seriousness? What kind of action is taken, if any? Yeah,
I think currently it's starting to be taken serious. Previously, members will go and report and then nothing happens. And that's what makes people to say, but why must I report? What then people do? Those who can afford will say, let me appoint my own security people, but that means it will then increase the cost of doing business, because if I'm appointing security guards to guard my business, it means that cost must be passed to someone else. It must be passed to the end user, which then makes the service that I'm offering more expensive than the next person. So we were appealing to the Minister of Police, we're appealing to the Commissioner of Police to say, let's take this serious, let's deal with it now and then and finish with it, so that it does not grow. Because if it grows like the 30%, the construction mafia to where it is now, it's going to become very uncontrollable, and we can't afford that to go that route.
Indeed. Kganki Matabane, thank you so much, sir, for your time. He's the CEO of the Black Business Council.